I want you to know that Jesus knows you're not perfect. It seems like we think we can fool him or we could hide it from him. He has a pretty good handle on who we are, and that's what we're going to talk about here with World's Biggest Small Group. Luke 5:27 through 32. There's a great story in here where Jesus meets a tax collector, and if you know anything about the context of the day, the tax collectors were despised by many people, and so the fact that Jesus would talk to this person was scandalous, let alone say, Levi, stop what you're doing and follow me. And he got a lot of flack from this, Jesus did, from the religious leaders. They were like, you can't do this. And they were questioning his character by who he was associated with. And the part I love about Jesus is that he was liked by people who were nothing like him. You would think, you know, he grew up around the synagogues, and you would think that he would be most like the religious people. But he very rarely had a problem with sinners. The people he had more of a problem with were the religious leaders of the day. And that's why this story talks about how when people are questioning his character, he says, you know, I didn't come here to heal the well. I came here to heal the sick, because he knows, again, that you're not perfect and that you need his help and his salvation. I've always tried to be somebody in my life that loves the sinner because I'm the worst of them, you know, but I had a situation that came about where my brother went to prison, and I remember thinking how embarrassing this was for our family, and what is this going to do to me, and what are people going to think about me, and I got really absorbed by it or consumed by it, and I was worried about what other people thought, not what he needed at that time, and not the fact that, again, Jesus came here for me. He came here for him because we're sick, we're broken in different ways, but I was worried more about the way things looked. And I think I became more like the religious leaders of the day. And looking back on it now, I'm embarrassed for myself and not for my brother. I'm proud of what my brother's become. My brother took this moment in his life and allowed Jesus to fully redeem him and change his life and turn him around to a place where now the thing that was broken in him is going to be the thing that becomes beautiful, and it's going to be the thing that helps other people. He's in prison getting his degree in biblical counseling, and so when he gets out, he's going to be able to affect people's lives in a way that he wouldn't have before, because on the path he was going, he probably wouldn't still be alive. The fact of the matter is, Jesus knew that and knew what was good for him, and Jesus was never embarrassed by his choices. In fact, Jesus was with him in his bad choices and is with him in his good choices as he's rebuilding his life now. And it's me that had the problem. Mark Hall has this great quote. He says, you know, the world doesn't hate Christians because they mess up. The world hates Christians because they mess up but pretend like they don't. And I think it's so important to remember that we don't have to be perfect to still be used by God.